Hey guys, I'm Josh. Welcome back. This is FTR, First Time Reading, with the Council of Comics and Detective Comics number 38.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
It's already been a long week.
Oh, hey, where you going?
I was gonna go home and sleep.
No. Don't you remember? We talked about this. You were going to read Detective Comics number 38, the first appearance of Robin. You don't remember that?
I do remember that.
All right. Let's go take a seat, man.
So Ronaldo sat down and began to read the tale of a man dressed as a bat while recruiting a young boy to wear yellow and green spandex. I'm starting to believe that Batman did not think this one out fully. Now let's join Josh and Ronaldo for a deep dive into Detective Comics 38.
So, Ronaldo, you read Detective Comics number 38 from all the way back in 1940, even though we all got a little gray here. We were not around in 1940, so it's a little bit of a culture shock. What'd you think about this guy right here?
It was interesting. I'd actually never read it before, so
Okay.
so this is a true first read. What I found interesting with the comics back then is it's very much like there's no imagination. They tell you what's going on every panel.
Yeah.
And some of it's like, well, you can just show it to me instead of.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing to remember is that comics leading up to like 1960, basically when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby started working together, it was very much, here's the script, hand it to the artist, they draw it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of like working together. I mean, there were some cases, I'm sure, where they were working side by side, but for the most part, it was pretty much script to panel.
Okay.
Was like what you got. So yeah, that's why you would have a lot of comics where it's like, I'm going to shoot you with this gun, while you can clearly see that the dude has a gun in
Right.
it. So there's always a lot of that.
Almost like a radio play too.
Right.
Yeah.
Which makes sense too. I mean, even that makes sense because think about like what they're kind of going for.
Sure.
The vibe, what's around at the time, the Shadow,
Yeah.
Stuff like that, the Green Hornet or whatever, Lone Ranger. So I mean, this story, Robin's origin has been done. I mean, it's been translated so many times in so many different ways between, his appearance in Batman Forever, when the Chris O'Donnell, and then the animated series, we were talking about that a few minutes ago. Robin's Reckoning, they were part 1 and part 2, which are two of like the best episodes of that series. But this is a pretty timeless story.
It's well done.
You know what I mean? I don't know, I
didn't remember the acid being on the ropes though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was new for me. I'm like, I remember the ropes breaking, but I didn't realize that they knew why they had broken way back when.
Right. It's cool. Now, I mean, I really appreciate there's a lot of elements in there, and I think like the thing that always cracks me up, like when I look at this comic, because I've read this one multiple times, and just like the whole scene with like, Batman and Robin like having like swearing the oath.
Yes. By candlelight at night.
Candlelight, and that's like, to me, that's like one of those prime examples of a scene like that you can only do in a comic book.
Yes.
Like it would look kind of ridiculous to do it like in live action, even though it would probably be cool for like you and me as like hardcore like comic book readers or whatever.
It'd be a weird scene
but it
to
would
film,
be weird.
But if you did it right, it might come off.
It could
right.
be, yeah. I mean, I know Alex Ross did this really like cool like painting, like a really cool interpretation of it. And that's probably like the closest that we will ever see of them doing that, because it just looks awkward now. But I
also love the part where Batman picks up the roulette table and throws it at the guys.
This was, I mean, like, again, this is 1940, so Batman's only from 1939 moving forward. So he's still in a pretty gritty place. I mean, the whole point of bringing in Robin was to lighten things up. I mean, the biggest thing was that it gave him somebody to talk to when he was on his adventures. That was sort of like the main impetus.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, like they just kind of felt like it was, he didn't really, he was off doing his adventures, and there was no interaction. There was nobody for him to interact with. So I think that was like the main motivation for bringing him in. How do you feel? I mean, we all always kind of laugh about it, but like even now, but like the costume, like the Robin costume. I mean,
It's classic, but yeah, you're right. Now thinking about it, like, why is he in shorts but nobody else is? But I didn't, I don't think I ever put two and two together until reading this that he's based on Robin Hood.
yep.
I was like, oh, of course, that totally makes sense now.
Yep,
but
absolutely. Yeah, it's not like the Bird Robin. It's Robin.
Correct.
It's Robin Hood. Plus, just like all superheroes from that point, their costumes are all based on circus performers.
Right.
Which obviously Dick Grayson comes right out of
Right.
the circus. I mean, that's built right into the character's origin, so that really stands out. But that's why everybody wore their underwear on the outside, and
Right.
and Robin's got the little pixie boots or whatever. But that's the
Right.
Robin Hood. That's
Right.
the Robin Hood vibe there.
Yeah, he teaches Batman about trapeze,
Yeah,
but then Batman teaches him jujitsu.
yeah.
Like, all right.
It's interesting. No, it's cool. I definitely think that they do a good. It does a good job kind of establishing what those two characters right off the bat are supposed to mean to each other.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
But so it's definitely a fun read. And if you do check it out, this is the facsimile edition, and there's also a lot of really cool like other backup stories in here.
Well, 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, right. I mean, Slam Bradley. That's a character that's still.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, they
What about
use
Red, was it Red Logan?
I don't know about Red Logan, but
Crimson Avenger.
Crimson Avenger's definitely a character,
Yeah.
that's stuck around,
It was the DA one too.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of. I mean, this was truly
Oh, it's
a
all
detective.
it's all
These are all
crime
truly
stories,
detective stories. So
Yes.
yeah, it's very much of its time, but also starting to bring that superhero genre into being. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, fun.
All right, thanks again, guys, for showing up, watching FTR first time reading. Green Shirt Guy was with me this week, and hope to see you again next time. Peace.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes?